Ever wondered how to make a delicious vegetable soup at home? Well, today, we're going to walk through the process together. Vegetable soup made from scratch isn't just a warming dish for cold days. It's also packed with nutrients, making it a healthy choice for any meal. Now let's reveal the cast of characters that will bring our soup to life. We'll need a medley of fresh vegetables: carrots, peas, beans, and potatoes. Next, we'll be using vegetable stock to add depth to our soup's flavor. Onions and garlic will provide a savory base, while a drizzle of olive oil will enhance the mouthfeel. And of course, we can't forget the spices. A pinch of salt and pepper, along with your favorite herbs, will give our soup its character. Lastly, we'll need water. Now that you know what you need, you're one step closer to a hearty, homemade vegetable soup. Scene script. Ready to get chopping? Preparing your vegetables is the first step. Now don't underestimate the power of properly prepped veggies. They're the foundation of our soup, and a little care goes a long way here. So let's roll up our sleeves and dive right in. First things first, washing. You want to make sure to thoroughly wash your vegetables under cold running water. This removes any residual dirt or potential pesticides, ensuring that you're only getting the good stuff into your soup. Next up, we peel. Grab your trusty vegetable peeler and gently remove the skin from the carrots and potatoes. Remember, the skin can sometimes carry a bit of bitterness, and we want our soup to be nothing but savory goodness. Now the fun part, chopping. When it comes to chopping your vegetables, uniformity is key. Try to cut your veggies into similar sizes. Why, you ask? Well, it's simple. Similar sized pieces will cook at the same rate, ensuring that every bite of your soup is perfectly cooked. And who doesn't love that? For the potatoes, a quick tip. Once you've peeled and chopped them, keep them submerged in cold water until they're ready to go into the pot. This prevents them from turning brown, keeping them fresh and appetizing. As you're preparing your vegetables, remember to keep your workspace clean. A clean kitchen is a happy kitchen, and it also makes the cooking process that much smoother. Take a moment to appreciate the vibrant colors on your cutting board, the deep greens, the bright oranges, and the earthy browns. These are more than just ingredients. They're the building blocks of a nutritious and delicious meal. Now look at that. Your vegetables are washed, peeled, chopped, and ready to turn into a heartwarming soup. You've taken the first step on this culinary adventure, and you're doing fantastic. With your vegetables all prepped, you're ready to start cooking. The secret to a flavorful soup? It's all in the sauté. Let's get to it. First, drizzle some olive oil into a large pot. You want enough to coat the bottom nicely, but not so much that your onions and garlic will be swimming. As the oil heats up, it's time to introduce our chopped onions and garlic to the pot. Stir them around, making sure each tiny piece gets a chance to dance in the oil. As they start to sizzle, their natural sugars are released and caramelization begins, bringing out a depth of flavor that will infuse our soup beautifully. Keep them moving. You want them to soften and become translucent, but not browned. This process is not just about cooking onions and garlic. It's about building layers of flavors, each adding its own unique touch to the final dish. Smell that? That's the aroma of a great soup in the making. Now, it's time for the main stars of our soup, the vegetables. From the vibrant carrots to the earthy potatoes, each vegetable brings its unique flavor and texture to the table. Take a moment to appreciate the medley of colors in your pot as you combine them with the sautéed onions and garlic. The scent of the fresh vegetables mingling with the caramelized onions and garlic is a sensory delight. Begin by adding the harder vegetables first. These are the ones that take a bit longer to cook, like your carrots and potatoes. Stir them well to coat them with the delightful onion and garlic mixture, allowing their flavors to meld together. This simple act of stirring is where the magic begins. It's like a symphony where each ingredient plays its part, contributing to the overall flavor profile of the soup. Once the harder vegetables have had a bit of a head start, it's time to add the rest of your vegetables. Peppers, zucchini, green beans, whatever you've chosen for your soup. Again, give everything a good stir. You want each piece of vegetable to get acquainted with its neighbors, sharing flavors and creating harmony in your pot. Now we've reached a crucial step in our soup-making journey, adding the vegetable stock. Pour it in, covering the vegetables. The stock is the lifeblood of the soup, providing the foundational flavor that ties everything together. Following the stock, add water to the pot. The amount of water you add will depend on how thick or thin you prefer your soup. Next, we're going to bring the soup to a boil. Crank up the heat and watch as the liquid starts bubbling. The boiling process allows the flavors to meld together even more, breaking down the vegetables and releasing their nutrients into the soup. And there you have it. With the vegetables simmering away and the stock infusing its flavor, your soup is now on its way to becoming a hearty, healthy meal. Scene script. Patience is key in this next step. It's time to let your soup simmer. Now that we have all our ingredients melding in the pot, it's time to turn down the heat. You see, once our soup has reached a rolling boil, we don't want to keep it there. No, we want to reduce the heat to a simmer. A simmer is that gentle bubble, not as vigorous as a boil, but just enough to keep the heat circulating. Why simmer, you may ask? Well, simmering is a form of slow cooking. Slow cooking is a time-honored method that allows the flavors of your ingredients to blend and intensify over time. It's like a symphony, where each instrument plays its part, but together they create a harmony that is far greater than the sum of its parts. With our vegetable soup, simmering allows the vegetables to become tender, releasing their natural sugars and flavors into the broth. The onions, garlic, and other spices we added earlier have the chance to really infuse the soup, creating a depth of flavor that is simply unattainable with quicker methods of cooking. But how long should you simmer your soup? Well, there's no hard and fast rule. It's all about checking your vegetables. A good rule of thumb is to let your soup simmer for about 30 minutes to an hour. You want your vegetables to be tender, but not mushy. They should still hold their shape, but be easy to bite into. Remember, it's all about patience. You can't rush perfection. Let the heat do its magic, and soon you'll be rewarded with a pot of soup that's brimming with flavor, warmth, and nutritious goodness. In the meantime, you can clean up your kitchen, set your table, or just sit back and enjoy the appetizing aroma that's starting to fill your home. Now you're just a step away from a delicious bowl of vegetable soup. The final touches can make all the difference. Let's season and serve your soup. The magic of seasoning is all about enhancing the natural flavors of the ingredients. We'll start with the basics: salt and pepper. A generous pinch of salt goes a long way in bringing out the flavors of your vegetables. But remember, it's easier to add more than to take it away, so go easy and taste as you go. Freshly cracked black pepper adds a touch of heat and complexity, giving your soup that extra kick. Next up, we have herbs. You can use dried or fresh depending on what you have on hand. Basil, thyme, and parsley are all fantastic choices that complement a wide range of vegetables. Sprinkle them in and stir, allowing the heat of the soup to release their aromatic oils. The aroma that fills your kitchen will be a preview of the delightful flavors in your bowl. Stirring is more than just a mechanical process. It's an opportunity to evenly distribute the seasoning and blend the flavors together. So take your time, stir with intention. Make sure every portion of your soup gets an equal share of the seasoning love. Now, for the grand finale, serving the soup. Ladle your soup into bowls, making sure to get a good mix of vegetables and broth. Serve it hot. There's nothing quite like a steaming bowl of soup to warm you from the inside out. And for a touch of rustic charm, consider pairing your soup with a side of crusty bread. It's perfect for dipping and adds a satisfying crunch to your meal. And there you have it, a delicious homemade vegetable soup ready to be enjoyed. Whether it's a cozy meal for one or a nourishing feast for the family, this soup is sure to hit the spot. So grab a spoon, pull up a chair, and savor the fruits of your labor. After all, good food is all the more enjoyable when you've made it yourself. So, was making vegetable soup at home as easy as you thought? We've journeyed together from the very first step, selecting our fresh, vibrant vegetables right through to the last, serving up a delectable, healthy dish. From peeling and chopping those vegetables to the sizzle of onions and garlic in the pan, and the satisfying pour of stock, every step was filled with the excitement of creating something truly special. The simmering phase let all those wonderful flavors meld together, creating a soup that's more than just the sum of its parts. And the final seasoning? That was your chance to put your own twist on the recipe. Now it's your turn. Give this vegetable soup recipe a try, and don't be shy to share your experience. Remember, the beauty of homemade soup is that you can always tweak it to your taste. Happy cooking, and until next time.